Well, today we're gonna take a camping trip. I'm gonna take the baby and Jordan out, and we're gonna do a bunch of stuff. We've got the boat packed up and ready to roll. Bringing the dog with us too, so we got her crate in here. And put my boots in was the last thing. Driving this road is really rough, but it takes us to some beautiful country for sure. There were coho salmon spawning in the lake, and River wasn't sure what to think about all of that. Since the water's so low, we have to use paddles and push the boat out into the lake pretty far before we can start running the motor. On the trip down here duck hunting, we found this channel that runs through, and we don't have to portage now, so that made it real easy. Dylan liked watching the motor and all the water it was kicking out, so he just loved hanging out with Dad and looking over his shoulder. I apologize for the blurry footage. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this camera, but whenever it's on wide angle, it gets really grainy, and I just need to remember that. We got the tent set up and got camp situated, and then Jordan made us sandwiches while I worked on getting the firewood cut. She used some of the smoked salmon we made from the fish we caught this past year doing dip netting, and the recipe she uses, it's really incredible. Jordan made some smoked salmon sandwiches. These are really good. Little man's just chilling. We got firewood for later tonight. We're gonna do some s'mores, and I'm gonna go out here on the boat in a little bit though, and scout out a spot to hunt in the morning. Yeah, we're gonna eat some supper and chill for a little while. Now that we got all that camping gear and stuff out of here, I can really cruise. So the boat's actually planing out, which is pretty crazy. It's a 1862 boat. Only got a little 6-horse Johnson pushing it. So I'm pretty impressed with it. I mean, an empty boat's an empty boat, so it's not that impressive, but at the same time, pretty nice. We hit a lot of logs on the way down, and I'm really hoping to be able to get a surface drive motor before next year. So we'll see what happens, but it's pretty awesome right now at least. We just pulled up to this spot here on the side of the creek. I'm gonna walk up this trail here and see what I can see on the other side. Yeah, not much to look at over here. The water's way on out around that point of trees as the water's so low. So that's a little too far for me to carry my decoys by myself. So I'm gonna be kind of limited on where I end up hunting at. Gonna have to be able to get the boat pretty close to it, so we'll continue on upstream and see what we see. So, came off a step because there's an airboat over there that I thought was coming out. So I was gonna move out of his way. Well, he's not coming out. And this is the issue I've run into. Over here, there's no water. Over there, the channel is like too shallow to get my motor to run in. So now I'm having to drag the boat back out. Yay for that. Whew. Well, I figure since I'm here, I may as well walk around to this grassy area, see if I can't jump a couple ducks up and maybe get a shot. So I'm gonna try that and see what happens. Then we'll finish dragging the boat down the channel. Let's give me a second to catch my breath. It's like a floating map of weeds with holes in it occasionally. Pretty swampy for sure. I spotted some ducks way over there, but they already know I'm here, so they're not letting me get anywhere near close to in range. So I'm gonna hike back over and grab the boat, and then work my way back downstream. And then I'm gonna try and cut the motor on the back side of that little strip of grass and see if I can't get close enough there. But we'll see what happens. All right, so made it back to the boat. Obviously, we've got a motor just sitting down there idling, and that's getting us enough thrust, maybe enough traction in the water to push the boat forward real slow. So I start to throttle up, it just kind of sinks the tail end a little bit, and it just buries up in the mud. So I'm gonna creep my way back down, try and get the drop on those ducks. If only I'd stayed on plane, I wouldn't have gotten stuck. That's okay. It's really pretty out here. There goes a bunch of ducks. That might be the ones I was actually just after. That juvenile eagle just flew over them, and then all the ducks flew out. Well, we'll go over there anyways and see if there's any more left. So there's the channel, and there's a duck just flew out of there. 2 ducks. That's crazy. So let's see if we can get into this channel. Not much room here to wiggle around, but we'll see what happens. We got good practice dragging. Well, I saw a bunch of ducks up in this channel here, so I'm gonna park the boat and get it stuck right here, and then walk my way in there real slow, see if I can't jump something up there. Well, unfortunately by myself, I'm not gonna be able to get the boat anywhere near where I like to hunt, so I might just have to settle for where I was at last time, where I usually hunt at. So we'll see what happens. This looks like a lot better area for dabbler ducks or puddle ducks. Mostly what we get over where we're hunting at is diving ducks. They're not as big, and I don't prefer their taste as much. So got to see more area and check out some more stuff. A couple more places I'm going to check before I go back to camp, just to see if there's any possibility of getting into them. And then aside from that, I'm just going to go back. So yeah, I'm going to clean out the motor again. Okay, well, I found an area I can actually access with the boat fairly decent. It's got dry enough dirt I can put my layout blind on it, and I'll turn the camera around. This is what it looks like here. Still a little wet, but that's okay. I got waders on. I'll be able to sit in the blind with that, and I can either set up over there. I can set my decoys up over here in this little area, which might work fairly decent. I might think they can come in here to feed, or I can set them up over here. And just depending on how it goes, I might just adjust my decoys. Nothing. Well, sorry, that wasn't actually a duck. Oh well, I dropped my phone in the mud for no good reason. Anyways, it wasn't a duck. It was like we've always called them snipe growing up. But anyways, I can set up here and put my decoys out in this area here. Well, we got one. It didn't want to fly and let me get right up on it. Shut the motor down. It's like it was sick or something. So I finally got it to fly after I about drifted past it. The current right here is not super fast, but it just tells you how dumb this duck was, just sitting there. And then it finally flew up, so then I dumped it. We're gonna get on back to camp, and maybe we'll see another one. Jordan got the baby put down in bed before I got back, so now we're gonna have a fire and some s'mores. The only issue is all the firewood was wet because it's been raining over the last week, and today was the first day it didn't rain, so it took me a second to get things going. Everything seemed to be going along fairly well, but then after a little bit the fire died out, so I had to re-stoke it. Sometimes you gotta think outside the box and use your resources. Thankfully I was able to get it going really well.
I also went ahead and cleaned the duck and got all the meat out of it. That way it wouldn't spoil overnight and I could keep it cool.
All right, well, we're gonna turn in for the night, and I'll catch y'all in the morning for the early hunt. Shooting hour starts at 6:30, so I'm gonna be up about 5:30. The nice thing about camping out is you don't have to get up so early, so that's gonna be nice. Well, it's morning. We're headed out hunting. Got our gear here in the boat. Got the camera ready. So far, we've had either 8 or 9 boats go by the tent this morning. So seems like a lot, but there's a lot of area up here to hunt though, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Grabbed some stuff to make a jerk rig with because there's not any wind, so I gotta have a little bit of action in the decoys. Hopefully that'll work out. I'm gonna put the phone down so I can hold the flashlight a little better and make sure we don't hit anything. All right, well, we got the boat parked and walking back over here to where we got the decoys at. I'm gonna finish the jerk rig and gonna get the blind set up, brushed out, and get tucked in, ready to hunt. So it ought to be a good morning. There's a lot of people out, but looks like there's only about 2 people on this part of the lake. So hopefully it'll be better than last week. So we'll see. All right, so our jerk rig setup is that stick right there is our anchor. We've got a piece of line tied from there and then to that duck, this duck, and this one right here. And on the bottom, I just attached it to the weight. It's completely floating and the weight's off the ground. I got tied off to there just so it's easy to attach. And then when you jerk on it, the decoys move and it puts wakes in the water and helps give it action. So, because right now it's pretty dead. There's a slight breeze, but it's not enough to really give it a lot of realistic action. So set that up and ran the strings over to the blind. And then when it's sitting down in the muddy water, you can't see the string, so that's ideal. And then it runs through the grass. And I got a hole inside of my blind that you can run these things out of, or like goose wings or stuff like that. So I set up here halfway for a reason. For one, there's a lot of traffic comes right through here. The channel's over there about, I don't know, 20, 30 yards to the right of my decoys. So it's really shallow. And the guys coming through here with their boats kick up all the mud. So it helps make it look a little more realistic. But the decoys being here looking more like ducks that are just digging around in the mud and stuff. So we'll see how it works. It's kind of my idea with it, but we'll see.
These layout blinds are the best. I absolutely love how easy they are to set up and conceal really quickly. This one has the straps along the sides of it so you can put brush in it and really make it blend in. I don't have any sponsorships for this yet, so if anyone's looking for somebody to demo their stuff, let me know.
Just had a duck land over here. I'm gonna get in the blind and call a little bit, try and get some of the decoys. Well, we got one. Started to get a little mad because there's somebody behind me that shot right as the duck was flying, like right over me. And I thought he was shooting at it like over top of me. But then I sat up real quick to look, and he was shooting some over his decoys. Well, this one flew like just barely in range, but I was able to reach up and hit it, thankfully. So I'm gonna pick her up and head back on into the blind. Well, it's super slow, so I'm gonna pack up and head back to camp. Jordan and the baby are up, so they're ready for breakfast. So I'm gonna go get some firewood on the way back down and fix us some breakfast. This layout blind is awesome. I highly recommend one for duck hunting. They're just great. I mean, you can lay them out, brush them, and they're incredible. You can hide anywhere. We grabbed a spruce top out of a dead tree that was falling over. So I'm gonna take that back to camp, saw it up into wood, and fix us some breakfast. we had breakfast and got the baby a nap and got camp cleaned up and looking pretty good around here. Everything's loaded up in the boat and we're about to take off.
This was much more enjoyable than our camping trip out to Lake Louise that you can check out here on this tab. The boat made it nice to be able to take more stuff out, and then being that the baby was bigger, he didn't struggle with the life jacket so much. With the water going down, this channel is starting to get more shallow and more difficult to get through, but thankfully it worked and we were able to make it happen. It's really kind of a cool spot to be able to go through, but it would really stink to meet somebody coming the other way.
Well, we're back home now, and I'm gonna get the meat cleaned up off these birds and get that ready to cook.
Well, if you enjoyed that, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to follow along for our next adventure. And while you're at it, check out the other videos we have on our channel and explore Alaska with us. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a blessed day.